Hey guys, what's up? We're going all in on one of the most demanding, misunderstood, yet powerful roles in the entire game, and that's the jungler, and I know a lot of players hesitate to play this role, especially in solo rank. I decided to make this video because many people don't understand the role of a jungler. They think if you're a jungler, you just rotate here, rotate there, take the turtle here, or the lord there, especially in low ranks. So in this video, we'll talk about what the actual role of a jungler is in Mobile Legends. Stay until the end of the video because at the end, I will teach you the most important role of a true jungler. Number 1. The jungler is the fastest farmer. Let's start from the very beginning. When the game starts and the minions haven't even spawned yet, the first thing you do as a jungler is focus on your route. And I know this sounds basic, but your jungle path is not just about where to go first. It's about how fast you can get to level 4, how efficient you can be with every second, and how quickly you can unlock your ultimate and start influencing the map. Because the reality is, while everyone else is tied to their lanes, forced to deal with enemies in front of them, you, as the jungler, have freedom. You have the freedom to move, to choose where to be, to clear faster than anyone else, and to carry the responsibility of accelerating your power spike faster than every other player in the match. Based on what you saw from me, I first took the blue buffs so I could quickly rotate to the gold lane. But if I see that the gold lane can handle their opponents, I start with the red buffs to rotate to the EXP lane. Most of the time though, I begin rotating to the gold lane. That's the first thing you should remember. You need to quickly reach level 4 to rotate faster. No time should be wasted. So your role as the fastest farmer isn't just to get strong, it's to be ready before anyone else, and to start making decisions that create pressure even when you're not visible on the map, because your presence, or absence, shifts the way enemies move, and that's how strong a good jungler's influence really is. Number 2, you control the turtle, the lord, the buffs, and the flow of the entire match. Now let's go deeper. Once you hit level 4 and get your ultimate and you've cleared your second or third jungle rotation, you need to stop thinking like a farmer and start thinking like a controller. Because now your job is no longer just about growing stronger. It's about keeping the map in your team's favor. And that means you are the one responsible for securing objectives, controlling buffs, and making sure your team stays ahead in both pressure and gold. You're the only one with retribution, and that spell isn't just for clearing creeps. It's your tool to lock down the turtle, to secure the lord when the time is right, to steal the enemy's jungle when they're not looking, and to punish any team that dares to leave their buffs unprotected. If you ever wonder why some teams feel like they're always ahead, even if kills are equal, it's because their jungler is controlling the objectives behind the scenes, stacking up turtles, taking lord on time, and denying the enemy team's jungle resources without them even realizing it. This kind of map control isn't loud, it's quiet, it's subtle, and it's what separates real impact from random plays. Because when you secure a turtle, it gives gold to the whole team. When you control the lord, it forces the enemy to defend instead of attack. And when you steal a buff, especially the blue buff from a mage or assassin, it completely breaks their rhythm. And all of this adds up over time. Number 3, you're not just a farmer, you're the rotator, the ghost, and the silent threat. Once you've cleared your jungle and checked objectives, the next part of your role kicks in, map presence. And what I mean by that is you need to start looking beyond your own farm, beyond your own buffs, and start seeing the entire battlefield like a chessboard where your movements are creating pressure in ways most players don't even notice. And this is where being a good jungler really separates from being just another player farming creeps. You check the lanes. Is gold lane overextended? Is mid getting bullied? Did someone just flicker or use a key skill? That's your moment. That's your gank window. And you rotate not just to get kills, but to influence tempo, to make laners feel your support, to punish greedy positioning, and to start becoming that scary invisible presence that's always watching. Because even when you don't appear on the map, the enemy has to respect the possibility that you might be in that bush, waiting, watching, ready to jump in, and that alone changes how they play. And when you do gank, don't just run in. Sync with your teammates, use vision, wait for the right timing, let the enemy commit first, then strike. And if it works, great, you just made someone fall behind. But if it doesn't, don't force it. Don't tilt, don't waste too much time. Just reset, go back to farming, or reposition to another lane, because a great jungler never wastes more than a few seconds standing still. So again, your presence is your power, and sometimes you don't even need to get a kill, just showing up, walking into lane, or waiting in a bush and forcing someone to back off. That's pressure, and that's the kind of influence that wins games over time. Number 4. You're the core, whether you like it or not. Now here's the truth that a lot of players either ignore or underestimate. If you're the jungler, you are the core, and what that means is, whether you're playing an assassin like Lancelot, a fighter like Martis, or even a tank like Fredrin, your decisions and your execution have the biggest impact in the mid-game. Because you're the one who's supposed to have the gold, the levels, and the items. You're the one who dictates how the team engages or disengages, and you're the one expected to make the smart plays when the game gets close. When you're playing damage-focused junglers, your job is clear. You burst squishy targets, you punish bad positioning, you flank during team fights, and you make it so that the enemy mage or marksman can't even play the game properly. But that doesn't mean you dive 1v5. It means you wait, you strike smart, and you clean up with surgical precision. But if you're playing tanky junglers, your job shifts. You zone, you peel, you open fights with confidence, and you make sure your damage dealers can do their job safely. But no matter which style you play, remember this, you are the biggest threat in the mid-game, and how you choose to play, aggressive or calculated, will shape the entire outcome of the match. Because one good pick, one smart gank, one perfectly timed retribution can be the difference between winning and throwing. Number 5. You lead without speaking. And that's real power. Now this last part is something I really want to drill into your mindset. If you play jungle, especially in solo rank, you're going to end up being the unspoken leader of your team, and you don't even need to type or talk for it to happen. People naturally follow junglers because you're the one moving the most, the one farming, the one securing objectives, the one rotating across the whole map. And when your teammates see you moving with purpose, they follow even if they don't realize it. So that means when you ping Lord, they're more likely to gather, and when you start invading, they'll probably help. But the opposite is also true. If you look lost, if you hesitate, if you chase kills instead of objectives, they'll get confused too. So your job isn't just to play well, it's to move with confidence, to create a rhythm your team can follow, to make sure you're always thinking 2 steps ahead, because that calm, calculated style of play, it creates trust, and that trust makes solo rank feel more like a team game instead of a chaotic mess. Before I finish, I have something to teach you. As you can see, we're all in mid, waiting for our opponents to make mistakes. But it was a waste because we got wiped out here since we didn't notice Karina, and Karina in this game is a beast. I could barely secure objectives because he was so good at her retribution. Here we are again in mid, but I'm making sure we find Karina first since she always attacks from behind. This time I won't let us get wiped out again, so I'm looking for her in the bush. Now the lesson is that if you are a jungler, never repeat the same mistakes. Don't focus too much on the farm. Now, another thing I'll teach you. During a Lord fight, you really need to find the enemy's core and make them the primary target lock. Like what we did here, I even told my teammates to find Karina first.
The curtain falls.
So yes, the jungler is everything, like farmer, ganker, objective taker, map controller, core threat, silent leader. And if you can learn how to be all those things while keeping your cool and focusing on smart decisions, you will not only win more games, but you'll grow as a player in ways that impact every other role too. If you learned something new, or if this helped you understand the jungle role a bit better, go ahead and drop a like. It really helps the channel grow, and if you're into more real Mobile Legends guides that actually teach you how to get better and not just follow trends, consider subscribing. I've got more content coming your way that'll help you level up your game, especially if you're grinding solo.